to the entertaining Talkin' Sports.
What is going on, football fans? Back at it with another New York Giants video. And in this video, I'm going to talk about Damon Snacks Harrison and the news that came out late last night that the Detroit Lions have cut bait and released Snacks Harrison. And I'm going to talk about the effect that it had on the New York Giants and where I think Damon Snacks Harrison could potentially wind up. Now, when the Giants made this trade mid-season last year, the year before last year, rather, a lot of Giants fans said, how the hell did you trade Damon Snacks Harrison for a fifth-round pick? Snacks Harrison, to his credit, was, of course, instrumental in the New York Giants making the playoffs. One of their big offseason acquisitions, and he was great for the New York Giants as a defensive tackle. Make no mistake about it. He was great with the Jets. The Giants paid a premium to bring him in, and he certainly delivered. But the Giants, 3 years into his contract, or 2.5 years into his contract, I think it was, decided to move on for this exact reason. They knew that he was getting up there in age. They knew he cost a lot of money, and that they knew that they were going to have to take a dead cap hit, and they took what they could get while they could get it. And Dave Gettleman, for a lot of people that want to bash Dave Gettleman, and there are times where Dave Gettleman deserves to be bashed. I've bashed him for the Leonard Williams trade. That trade made no sense to me. This trade was a home run. You know, we drafted with the fifth. I don't know which fifth-round pick we got, but both guys we took in the fifth round, you guys like. Ryan Connolly and Darius Slayton. So one of those picks were the pick, that we acquired from the Detroit Lions for Damon Snacks Harrison. As far as the Lions goes, they had him for a year and a half. They haven't sniffed the playoffs, and they cut bait, and they have to take a dead cap hit. The New York Giants and Dave Gettleman absolutely destroyed the Detroit Lions in this trade. Now, a lot of Giants fans are starting to speculate, maybe we could bring Damon Snacks Harrison back. And I love Damon Snacks Harrison. He was a great Giant. I was a big fan of his. We're not bringing him back. Makes no sense. He'd be a much better fit somewhere else. The strength of our team at this point in time is what Damon Snacks Harrison did. Not only did we find a good player with that fifth-round pick, we also found, hopefully, a guy that will be our future Snacks Harrison, whether it's Tomlinson last year or whether it's Leonard Williams or Dexter Lawrence. That is the strength of our defense at this point in time. Bringing Dexter Lawrence back would make no sense whatsoever. But Dave Gettleman did a fantastic job of trading this guy, Snacks Harrison, before he could get anything. Something that I thought he should have done with Janoris Jenkins at the trade deadline, which is why I was upset when he didn't trade him. Of course, we ended up releasing him, but we could have probably gotten something at least similar to this. When you're going to cut a player anyway due to his, what he's going to cost you on the cap, it's better off getting something while the getting is good. Of course, if his contract's going to expire the next year, a lot of times it's smarter just to let it play out like they did with Landon Collins, and they will be rewarded with a comp pick. And rumors I'm hearing, that may be released today, which will be in the third round. Maybe they felt like they couldn't get much more than that for Landon Collins, being that teams knew that he was probably going to become a free agent. But in this situation, Dave Gettleman hit a home run. And the Lions got a productive D tackle for a year and a half, but now they've moved on and they've taken a dead cap hit. But let's get into the exact specifics of the contract and exactly what the Lions will have to eat in terms of salary expenses. Here is the tweet. The Lions are releasing veteran D tackle Damon Snacks Harrison, saving $6.7 million in cap space per Adam Schefter. Harrison told reporters after the season that he will contemplate retirement. I think I also read that it's going to be about $3.5 to $4 million in dead cap space. So they're eating $3.5 to save themselves $6.7 on the cap. Obviously, due to the fact that they are going to want to, draft expenses, free agency, things of that nature. This also, to me, opens up the possibility, talking draft. We were talking about them possibly trading Slay a couple of days ago. Them releasing Snacks Harrison, to me, opens up the possibility if they stay at 3, they could be looking to draft a D tackle out of Auburn, Brown. Brown, of course, a very versatile player. A lot of people feel he's one of the most talented players in this draft. Now, they may be able to get Brown at 5 if they're looking to trade down, or 6. But that could be a guy that the Detroit Lions certainly have their eye on. So look out for that, being that they've now moved on from Damon Snacks Harrison. Snacks Harrison also reportedly was rumored to be potentially looking to retire. Word had come out mid-season that he was, potentially looking to retire. I think he's 31 years old, and he's obviously made a lot of money. He got a big contract from the New York Giants after being an undrafted free agent with the Jets. But then this was later reported by Tom Pelissero, who's obviously in the know, said after weighing retirement at the end of last season, defensive tackle Damon Snacks Harrison wants to keep playing. Source said, released by the Lions, Snacks now hits the free agent market. And I'm sure he'll get paid. There's always a market for teams that need players like this. The one team, when I first heard this, the one team that really jumped to my mind that I said absolutely should jump on this guy, a team that was very competitive last year, had good edge rushers, but they couldn't guard it all against the run, the Green Bay Packers. I think the Green Bay Packers are a perfect marriage for Damon Snacks Harrison. Matter of fact, I think it's such a good fit, I would be surprised if he doesn't go there. But in terms of the New York Giants, and I get it, that Giants fans love Damon Snacks Harrison, and he was a fan favorite, and I remember a lot of videos and a lot of opinions. You go back, watch my video. I was very much in favor of the trade. I thought it was a great trade, as a matter of fact. I thought Gettleman did what he had to do to not just get a draft pick, but he also saved cap space by getting rid of Snacks Harrison. And it's cap space that is now there because he made that trade. The cap space we have today is due in large part due to that trade. Otherwise, he would have to do the same thing the Lions did and either elect to keep him or cut him and cost himself $4 million on this year's cap. You also would have never had Dexter Lawrence. They wouldn't have drafted him, which is another player that Giants fans love. But I think that the Packers, it would be a great fit for the Packers. He makes no sense for the New York Giants. That is the strength on our defense. There is no point in doing that. If there is one position that I'm incredibly comfortable with, it is that one. And yes, Damon Snacks Harrison was a great Giant. One of my favorite players, probably that played for the team in the last 10 years. But there's a new guy on the Giants that's one of my favorite players, and that's Dalvin Tomlinson. Dalvin Tomlinson last year, to me, demonstrated he's just as capable of doing the things, maybe not at as high of a level when Snacks first got here. Snacks was probably the best run stuffer in the league, but Dalvin Tomlinson did a really good job for the Giants last year. Plus, if we keep Leonard Williams, there is no way whatsoever that the New York Giants will be bringing Snacks Harrison back, but I wish him nothing but the best. He's a great guy. He was a great New York Giant, and I want to reiterate how good of a job Dave Gettleman did with that trade. It was a slam dunk. Dave Gettleman hit a home run, knocked the ball out of the park with the trade a year and a half ago when we got what we can. So if you're a person that bashes Dave Gettleman, and I know there's a lot out there that think Dave Gettleman could do no right, and listen, I will admit when he does wrong. You got to give him credit for this one. You got to give him credit for this one. He turned Damon Snacks Harrison. He saved you money on the cap. He also brought in, like I said, I don't know if it was the Darius Slayton was the later 5th round pick. I'm not sure if it was that one or if it was Conley. But either way, they're two players that most Giants fans are very excited about. And one of them was because the New York Giants traded Damon Snacks Harrison before it was too late. So Snacks Harrison will be a free agent. We'll see where he winds up, but he will not be a New York Giant. As always, guys, if you liked what you watched, please subscribe. Drop a comment. Maybe give me a little thumbs up. Cheers.